Trains. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Woo, we made it.
We did it.
We made it a whole nother Thanksgiving cycle.
Yes. This is finally when it all starts anew, right after Thanksgiving.
This is our New Year.
Fresh, crisp, yes.
Thanksgiving is the Triple B New Year.
Because you eat all you want, and then afterwards you get to say, I'm done for a month.
Well, you got about probably 8 to 12 hours of, we'll call it gestation.
Yeah, gestation naps.
And then when you have that first post-Thanksgiving release.
Oh, yeah. Woo, it's just a
evacuation.
Yeah, I mean, usually I have mine halfway through the meal in order to make room for more, you know.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, you gotta keep it flowing. Keep it flowing.
That's pretty intense.
It does get intense.
So welcome to the Triple B podcast. As usual, my name is Zeb, and I'm joined by my good friends Aba.
Hello.
And Chase Pringle.
Hello.
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 Actually, we don't have Chase.
Chase couldn't make it.
Chase is no longer with us.
He has moved on to a better place, and we'll miss him dearly. But you know what? He had a bit of the tism anyways.
Yeah, he was never really, I don't think he was really a productive member of, society.
We knew from the start that it wasn't going to work out.
Yeah, it was never going to have a happy ending for him.
So, you know, we're going to work on finding a replacement, Chase.
We're talking about the guy who puts a slice of pizza on a refrigerator shelf.
A fridge rack.
What is this?
You got a call coming in?
Let's take a call, shall we?
All right, let's do it.
Triple B, you're on the air.
What up, you two-timing sons of bitches?
What are you doing?
Fucking hating my goddamn life.
Why are you calling us right now?
You sack of crap.
What's up, Triple B?
What do you
How
do?
the fuck are you?
What are you doing? Why aren't you
here? Pringle's out here moving a warehouse.
Moving a warehouse?
Man shit.
You're coming from us live on the field.
Yeah, you're our field reporter.
Dogs are barking.
Are they barking?
Yeah.
How's the weather?
The east wind is really ripping out here in Gresham. It's cold as fuck. I got some workout shorts on, and my dick is about the size of a fucking baby's fucking knuckle.
Like a thumbtack?
Right now.
A baby's knuckle?
Yeah.
Like a thimble?
Yeah. Yeah, if you put my dick compared to anybody else's in the world, the whole world would laugh at me. A naked baby would go, man, you probably should go see a doctor and get a dick implant.
If the baby could talk. If the baby could talk. Well, that's funny. I'm thinking about getting lipo in my dick.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you guys are enjoying doing the old podcast without me. I bet it's going real smooth.
Well, we were just wishing the people a happy Thanksgiving, and then you came on talking about dicks and stuff, which I guess is about normal for what we would be doing. So,
well, happy fucking Thanksgiving, everyone.
Chase, we miss you, pal.
We're gonna take a little break, and we'll be back after the holiday.
Hey, man,
great, right?
Hey,
great.
Our deepest condolences, though, man. Get better.
Thanks, brother.
You're going to be all
right. I'm real
right.
tired, man. I'm real tired.
Well,
you probably hear it in my voice. I sound like Uncle Steven. You know?
Who?
Uncle Steven after a fucking couple cocktails and a whole pack of fucking Meyer breads.
Yeah.
Who's Uncle Steven?
He drinks screwdrivers. He drinks screwdrivers out of a big gulp.
He's a real son of a bitch.
How was the soup? How many B's would you guys give it?
Oh, 3 B's, of course.
Yeah, it was 3 beer.
3 B's?
Yeah.
3 beer.
Oh, man.
Best in the city. I don't care what anybody says.
Man, how are your belly hole's feeling good then? Everybody's belly hole feels good?
Bro, I tied one on last night.
Yeah, I bet you did. So did I. In my bed. I got fucked up in my bed.
Yeah? You're just rolling around in the sheets?
Fucked up.
What were you doing?
Dude, at a couple points I was like, I don't know if I'm okay. I had to get up and walk around a little bit and do some breathing. I was like, hopefully I don't die. Jesus Christ.
What were you doing? Why are you feeling that way?
Oh, I was just fucked up. We don't need to tell anyone.
No divulging into that specifics.
We'll keep it between us. Hey, Aba.
Hey, Chase.
Hey, I hope you're having a good Triple B today.
I hope you're
Hey,
having a good
Zeb.
time.
What's up, man?
I hope you're having a good Triple B today. I miss you guys. Miss you a lot.
We miss you.
Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic time without me.
Well,
And,
it's not the
hey,
same.
Raj, hopefully you have a good Thanksgiving. You know, because you're the only fan of ours.
Roger.
So shout out to Raj. Yeah, shout out to Raj.
Raj.
And I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and I hope everybody enjoys this really boring podcast about Star Wars and comic books. Boring. I could sleep through it, but yet I'm here fucking moving fucking a whole warehouse, wishing I would just, fall on a rod or something and go straight up my butt and I just die. I don't give a shit. But I love you guys.
I love you.
Have a good podcast.
Good luck and Godspeed.
I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey, Zeb, what time are you coming home tonight?
I'll be home.
You watching the night game?
I'll see you tonight for sure.
All right. Well, if I'm asleep, you won't, but if I'm awake, you will.
We'll be awake
That's
then.
what science says. All right. Well, I love you guys. Have a good podcast.
Love you, bro.
To our mom and the 3 people that listen to this, happy Thanksgiving, and I love all you guys, and we'll be back with full force after the fucking holiday.
All right, thanks,
All right,
man.
brother.
Woo! All right. Love you guys.
Too, man. Have a good day.
All right. Bye.
He wants to fall on a rod up his butt.
What is he even talking about ever?
Die.
So there's Chase.
Yeah, that
He's
was
with us in spirit.
That was the comedy relief.
Now the rest of the show is going to be just
Boring as shit.
We'll do our best to try to keep you moderately entertained over the next 30 minutes or so.
Let's get into it, though.
Let's do it.
Shall we?
What's first on the list? You want to talk about Jessica Jones?
Yeah, let's go right into it. That's the big news.
What do you think so far?
At the beginning of it, it was a little tough for me. The whole kind of PI dialogue and the kind of making it a neo-noir was like...
With the music and...
Yeah, it took me a second to get used to that.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I don't know, is this too cheesy and too overboard? But then by the end of the first episode and starting the second, I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm 5 episodes in now.
Yeah.
I like it. I really like it. Me and David were watching, and we got hooked.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what's supposed to happen, right?
Yeah, and I kind of get the feeling of almost like some Dollhouse or Alias type of show, but I don't know, it's grasping me a little more than that.
Yeah.
I think it's well done. I love her and Luke's relationship kind of being explored right away.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. I didn't expect that. I would have figured he would have came in halfway or something. But they're getting him introduced right off the bat, which is going to be great when it's time to announce his show.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that show is going to be kind of pre this or what. So that'll be. I'm digging it. And then having kind of read more about the original series that she was introduced in and the whole arcs of that, it seems like it's making sense.
Yeah. They seem to be, kind of the comic book aspect of it is pretty subtle.
Yeah, totally.
The superhero thing is...
Yeah, they're just kind of dropping more small hints about it. I mean, they talk about the Avengers and stuff. Because that's what I was trying to figure out, too, is placing where, Daredevil and this show are taking place in the Marvel Cinematic Timeline. Because Avengers, everybody knows of them. They've been around, but they're, off-planet or something, They're, on some other mission or something. So Hell's Kitchen is kind of just left alone.
It's definitely... I don't remember what episode. Maybe it was episode 4 where they mentioned the Avengers and the attack in New York, the battle in New York, multiple times.
Well, yeah, and then when Luke kind of realized that she had powers too, and was there's the big green guy in his crew.
Yeah, exactly.
But who else are there?
How's her? Okay, so basically her superpower is that she's strong.
Right.
How strong is she?
Well, and I guess in the comics too, she can also fly. She can
fly,
but she never really mastered it. And I think her strength is kind of the same way. Like, she's super strong, but she's not indestructible. She's not
like Hulk
or anything. Like she said, she's like, I could stop like a slow moving car, but I don't think she could stop like a train coming at her, So it's interesting.
Well, there's the thing with the bus. Mm-hmm. They keep flashing back to the bus accident.
Right, and that must have been like something she couldn't stop.
Well, she deflected the bus, right?
But then, I'm kind of a little lost on that with the Reva girl, right? Who happened to be Luke's ex-wife. Spoilers! No.
It's interesting. There's a lot of story there to develop.
Yeah, it's interesting.
They're moving They're moving slowly. They're not going
They are.
Very fast.
And like I said, like the whole kind of private investigation noir stuff kind of bothered me at first, but then I kind of settled into it. Like it's almost like on some Brick type shit, not so much with the language and stuff, but just on that darker, like, detective mystery.
I think it was kind of funny how they did the once her and Luke realized that they were superhumans.
Right.
All of a sudden, the sex was like amazing.
They were like, "Oh, we can really go all out." They probably can't ever do that.
Yeah, because he was worried about hurting her.
You're right. He's like, "No, I'll break you." And
she's like, "No, you won't."
Which, like, there's a lot of sex in that show.
It's definitely part of the character development.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's done tastefully. It's done well.
Yeah, it's not gratuitous.
Yeah, and
sorry, Chase, it's not gratuitous, and I'm happy that it isn't.
He wishes there were so many nipples, but they could use some more action. But I'm sure it's gonna get there.
Yeah,
it's kind of. I'm trying to figure like the market, like the demographic for this is like, whereas Supergirl is more like teen girl kind of, older teen girls. This one is more of the like 18 to mid 20s girl is kind of who I feel like they're trying to capture. Yeah. But I think that they're doing a good job, and it's dark, and I love the jokes. I love it's. I was worried about the writing in the first episode, but now that I'm in, I like it a lot. Yeah.
Speaking of Supergirl, it got pretty good last week.
It's got better.
I mean, I don't remember what happened because I always end up watching it super late after everything else, and I'm tired. But I remember last week's episode being, I was like, yeah, okay.
Really? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that probably eventually I'll end up having a cold or something and just have a full day and watch.
That'll be rough. I don't know. Once a week is one thing, but
trying to take all
trying
that
to binge on it
once.
might be
a little much. Not like Jessica Jones now. I found myself like I'm 4 or 5 episodes deep, and I'm like wanting to finish it now.
Yeah. I want to watch it with my dad. I don't know if he's going to like it, though.
Yeah. Well, the sexy parts, just give him a little tap on the knee, a little pat on the lap.
I hope he likes it because I want to watch it with him, but...
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And you said he's into like Arrow and stuff like that?
Yeah, he likes Arrow and Flash.
Yeah, so why not? What else on the TV? Well,
Netflix, man.
Yeah, they are killing it, aren't they?
With Bob and David, did you watch any of that?
So I did watch some of it. I need to find some time to really binge on that.
It's not. It ends before you know it. It's only like 5 episodes.
Is it really?
I think 5 or 6. And the last episode is like a behind the scenes, like a documentary about them making the show.
Nice.
It's not even a real episode. And it's funny because, they're so sarcastic. And so this episode came on that's just like the making of, and they're doing interviews and stuff. And I fully expected it to turn into some silly shit.
Right.
And it doesn't. And it's just real. And they're like honest. And it shows them coming up with jokes and stories and stuff.
That's cool, man, because that's a side you don't see. And I mean, those guys are such veterans to the sketches and skits. And, Bob had a lot to do with the Birthday Boys that came out like a couple years ago, I think. And that was really good. And then, with this announcement, I was so excited. And yeah, the couple episodes I saw, it's really good. And they're just like, they're sticking to their formula.
Dude, they picked up right where they left off with Mr. Show.
Yeah,
like, they didn't,
it was so
they didn't
ridiculous
skip a beat.
with the porta potties and shit and the time machine.
18 years. Real-time travel machine?
Real-time
It's a real-time travel machine.
Yeah. I'm digging it. I look forward to watching the rest of that, too. Netflix is really kind of killing it. They dropped a bunch of stuff. There was a few other shows that they dropped too, and I didn't look too into them because they were like different demographics, it seemed like, or something. But it's awesome that they're doing that. They're kind of trying to cover the whole spectrum.
Yeah, good for them. And they're making good shows. I mean, they're making good product.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm digging it. I also see that you say Bastard Executioner is being canceled.
I guess so, yeah.
Holy shit, that didn't last long.
No.
I guess that was like a couple months though, right?
I mean, I don't know. I literally stopped caring after I watched that.
That first one?
I didn't even get through that first episode.
Tried so hard. You know, what sucks is I'm probably going to eventually watch, like, the next couple episodes and be like, oh, shit, this got really good, but everybody hated it to begin with. No, I mean...
I guess they did 10 episodes, somehow.
10 episodes, huh? Just couldn't get it, man.
Nah, it wasn't good.
Because, they were just trying to latch on to that Game of Thrones market.
Yeah, and they didn't do... I mean, I don't know. I guess I can't judge the show with only watching the first episode. Who knows? Maybe it did get okay, but it obviously wasn't getting good enough ratings.
But you said the good one is The Last Kingdom.
The Last Kingdom's awesome.
And that's BBC show?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I gotta sit down and binge that.
You know what I noticed happening this week that I kind of forgot about?
What?
A thing.
What?
Watching a show, and you go to a commercial break, and then you show a clip of what's coming up next in the show.
Oh yeah, they used to do that a lot.
And now they do it during The Last Kingdom.
Really? And
they also did it during Into the Badlands, which was really good, by the way.
Like in the middle of the previews or something?
No, like
in the middle of the trailers?
in a commercial break.
Yeah, commercials.
So it'll be like either they're going to commercial and it'll go, coming up next on Into the Badlands.
And it shows like a
little quick scene. Or it'll be like they'll show a couple of commercials and then it'll look like it's coming back to the show, but it's just showing you a little clip of what's coming up.
Right.
That's like some old, like, 80s tactics. Coming up next on Dynasty.
Yeah, totally. On Dynasty. And Rocky and Bullwinkle used to capitalize on it so well.
I forgot that was a thing that they did.
Yeah, huh. I mean, I've been so out of the loop with TV not having cable. I just got cable again. It's totally dangerous. I was like just so excited at all the movies that were on the other night. I was just like, oh, Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption. Holy shit, Batman Begins. I didn't even know where I couldn't settle. I had to turn it off.
Movies.
I literally have been just going to my cable, looking at the listings and going, oh, there's all this shit to watch. And then I just turn it off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't have time for that. How can I watch all these things at the same time?
You can't.
Nope.
That's too much stuff.
Nope.
So you didn't watch Into the Badlands then?
No. I've seen some trailers for it now, and I'm like,
I wasn't
really aware of it.
The trailer didn't get me interested.
Yeah.
I was talking to, I don't know if you know who John Bells is.
Yeah.
John Bells is a rapper from here in Portland, really good.
Shout out.
Super cool dude. But I had a couple of sessions with him a couple of weeks ago, and he was really excited for this show. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll check it out. And it was good. It's actually, I think it's going to end up being what it looks like it's going to end up being a really cool show.
Really?
Cool concepts.
Yeah, because what is the overall plot of it?
Okay, so it's like the future is like post-apocalyptic world. And all like there's no firearms, no weapons. Okay. Well, I mean, there's weapons. Everybody has swords and axes and stuff like that.
The real weaponry.
But it's the future. Mm-hmm. And there's like these.
Where are the weapons? Did Obama take them away?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Obama took the guns?
He finally got them. Thanks, Obama. It's interesting. It was. I didn't know what to expect going in. I wasn't expecting it to be that good, and first episode hooked me. Nice. So I recommend it. I recommend you check it out.
Into the Badlands.
Cool martial arts fighting and future historic. That thing where it's like the future, but it's like it's the past.
Right, because of whatever technology doesn't work anymore and all that kind of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That's a good theme overall. Plus, I like the wheel weaponry. I like, maces and axes.
Yeah, not just shooting somebody from 100 feet away.
Too easy. Not enough action.
Too much power.
Speaking of
power,
So you want to move into some movies?
There's some cool movies.
Movie stuff happening?
Some interesting movie stuff happening.
Yeah, what is this Gods of Egypt
Oh my
thing?
god, they're doing it again, bro.
Yeah, they just did this.
They're doing it
with
again.
Exodus.
They're doing a movie about Africa starring all white people.
What is that?
Didn't they, what was the last one?
Exodus. Gods and Kings.
And that just failed, right?
Right.
It just flopped miserably.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I'm pretty
I'd be
sure
interested to see, because that was a Ridley Scott film, and I know there was a lot of controversy about it, but then there's a bunch of just ignorant people that don't get it, and they're just like, oh, I'm going to watch this.
Yeah, so Gods of Egypt is starring Gerard Butler and Jamie Lannister, whatever his actor name is.
And it's Gods of Egypt.
Yeah.
What the hell? That doesn't make any sense. Are they supposed to be the aliens or something?
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So I fully expect it to flop just like Exodus did. And also just like the Fantastic Four did.
Right. Dude, so I still haven't watched that.
Me and Chase watched it the other night.
Yeah.
And here's what I'll say. I wish he was here to help talk about it.
He probably gave it 3 Bs.
He was really angry.
He was angry?
It's not a terrible movie.
Okay.
It's short. It's less than 2 hours. It's like 100 minutes.
I like that.
I don't. Here's why. Because the whole first hour of the movie, or maybe more, is basically set up. And then once they're finally superheroes, there's like 20 minutes
then
of movie
the movie's
left.
over.
There's one battle with Doom, and it's like so anticlimactic.
I mean, wasn't that kind of the Avengers formula too?
Okay, well,
here's
a couple of the main differences to me between Fantastic Four and the Avengers. The things that Avengers had that Fantastic Four doesn't is awesome music,
nice,
a good theme song. You know what I mean? Like that matters.
Yeah, you have to. I hate if it's bad, it'll take you right out of it.
Right, and then B, comedy.
Okay.
Fantastic Four was not. There was nothing funny.
Just being super serious, huh?
Or their attempts at comedy were stupid.
Right.
And there was not many of them. Chase was like, "It's not over, is it?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's it. That's the movie." And he was like, "What?"
He was all pissed.
He was like, "Dude, I would have been so pissed if I went to the theater and dropped $20 to watch that movie."
Because that's the thing is, it's so over origin stories.
Right.
Like, most people get it or know the origin story. Just bring me in. Just bring me in. That's why it's like with the Spider-Man coming up, it's like, I love Spider-Man, but I don't want to watch another origin story.
We all know how he became Spider-Man.
All know about this. Even if it's not exactly the way that is currently in the Sony films or whatever, like in the Sam Raimis and the Garfields, it's like, fuck it. Who cares? Just bring me in. Bring me in on some like, oh shit, Spider-Man's dead and now Miles Morales is stepping in.
Yeah, don't Phantom Menace us. We don't need a whole origin story movie.
We don't need to hear your trade route problems. Come on.
It's a trade federation.
Who cares?
Nobody cares about a trade federation.
No, just have the Rhino Man just busting through some walls.
How about this? How about have a movie where there's Spider-Man and he's doing what Spider-Man does?
We all know what he does.
Just have him. Have him be there.
He's there.
Have him be funny and have him be awesome.
He's there.
They don't need the spider bite.
You know, you can have one flashback in the middle of it.
Yeah.
You know.
You can do it, but yeah, just
Uncle Ben.
Don't go overboard.
Yeah, I'm tired of it. So it's just boring.
What do you think of the Krampus?
Dude, that's going to be funny.
Remember, because you were telling me about Krampus a few weeks ago. Not the movie, but the actual the legend.
The legend of the Krampus that was
the anti-Santa Claus.
Anti-Santa that is in the original old folk tales and stuff. Yeah, so it's like this crazy demon thing, right? That like if you're good, then Santa will give you gifts, but if you're bad, the Krampus will come and take you away. And it's just kind of like this goblin evil thing. And so this is like a comedy horror movie.
It looks funny.
With God, who's in it?
A lot of people.
There's a ton of people in it. God, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Well, luckily I have the Googles.
The internet. But it looks funny. It kind of looks like it's going to be on some like Gremlins, like, you know, and it's been a long time since we have like, I love funny horror.
Totally.
Funny horror is the best.
When it's done well,
Yeah, if it's not just so cheesy.
Okay, so Adam Scott.
Adam Scott, I want to say Scott.
Derek.
Yeah.
Derek from Step Brothers. And Toni Collette.
Nice.
From, what's that show? The one Henri really likes. No, that's not her.
Vikings?
No, maybe she was in Little Miss Sunshine or something.
No,
a lot of recognizable faces.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks funny, like a good time. You know, I'm wondering how big of a release it's going to be, but I want to watch it.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Oh, you know what? Before we get too far away from the Fantastic Four, there was one little nugget I wanted to mention about it. So, The Force Awakens has already grossed more than the Fantastic Four. And it's still not out for another month almost.
Well, geez, what was I reading? The total franchise revenue for Star Wars is at like $37 billion.
Jesus.
For movie tickets, toys, books, comics, clothing. And then that's not even counting what is going on right now.
Really?
With the just like Force Awakens stuff. Is everywhere.
Yeah, it's in they're in everything.
Everything.
They're on the macaroni and cheese box.
Soup
they're
cans.
On the chips that I buy.
Pop chips?
In the organic section.
Star Wars pop chips.
Yeah, they had Captain Phasma and Kylo Ren on them.
Oh my god.
I think your daughter's square dancing.
That's good. Just entertain yourself.
Here's the thing. I love Star Wars, and I'm kind of known for loving Star Wars.
Yeah,
like, people bring me Star Wars things. They offer me lightsabers.
Offerings to the
body
deck.
wash. But everybody loves Star Wars.
Right. They should.
And it's everywhere right now.
Right.
It's inescapable. And the movie's not even out yet.
Yeah.
And they are making so much money off of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I was telling you earlier, was I got to play with the Sphero BB-8 droid.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool because I stopped at Rogue Toys the other day. Shout out Rogue Toys.
Mikey!
And yeah, I got to play with the little Sphero BB-8, and it was pretty cool. It was, it's like, it's tight, but it's just like any kind of RC thing,
right.
I guess,
You were expecting maybe the future?
Yeah, a little bit of the future mixed in there.
Well,
would
it
be
is
a little
kind
cool.
of. It's got the sphere technology.
Yeah, and it's got which is tight, and then it's got the little like hologram image, like messages you can do. That's
Does it just
cool.
shoot it out onto the wall?
It's just like onto the tablet or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And then I like that if you run them into something, his head pops off. Like that's just kind of silly. And then you throw it back on. So I mean, it was cool, but nothing like super special. And then it made me think about like those X-Wing and like the ones that I want to try those out.
Like the drones?
Yeah, I want to see if those are even any good.
I don't understand how. I think the Millennium Falcon one, the good one.
That one looks good.
The expensive one.
Yeah, because then they also have the TIE Fighter and the X-Wing.
And then there's a cheap Millennium Falcon version too.
Right, that
it's
only has like 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or something.
I focused on action figures because that's always kind of been what I like.
Yeah.
That I haven't, I don't have the money to buy it.
Those
extra
things,
stuff.
Yeah, those things seem like it's a big investment for a lot of disappointment most of the time.
And that's stuff you're going to want to use, which means it's going to break.
Yeah. So you're going to take it to the park, a dog's going to attack it.
Yeah. Dog's going to eat it, crap it out.
You're going to have to scoop up little pieces of your Millennium Falcon.
Reassemble it. Hopefully it still flies.
Which is part of the hobby, right? Building things.
Is this Zoolander 2 really happening?
Dude, yes. The trailer came out.
I didn't watch it.
Trailer dropped. Zoolander 2.
Is it good?
Dude, it looks like it's going to be
badass?
Zoolander. And I loved Zoolander, the first one. It was just such a ridiculous comedy. Such a ridiculous kind of almost Blades of Glory type setting, where it's just this random plot that doesn't necessarily make any sense, but like creates its own world. David Duchovny was amazing in the first one. Will Ferrell was amazing in the first one.
Is Ben Stiller still relevant?
That's a tough question. I mean,
because I think we've pretty much decided that Adam Sandler is not relevant anymore.
Right. Well, let's see. What was that one that Ben Stiller recently did? The something world of God, do you know what I'm talking about? Where he's like got the crazy overactive imagination.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what that one was called.
It's just like some guy's name.
Yeah, it was like the wild adventures of Billy the Kid. But no, like that one was pretty good.
Billy the Kid.
I think Ben Stiller has also done a good job of stepping more into like a director role and a producer role on a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always kind of messed around with that. I mean, you could say that he's not that relevant because he went and did all the, Night at the Museum movies and stuff, but still, those all grossed well. So he's even still
Walter
relevant
Mitty.
to the kids. Walter Mitty.
Secret Life of Walter
Secret
Mitty.
Life, yeah. That one, I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I liked it.
And his kid movies are killing it at the box office. Like, I'd say he's still relevant. I mean, it's interesting. Zoolander 2, they're both like that's the press. They're like, oh no, we're old.
Well, I'm looking at his IMDb right now, and I'm seeing Dodgeball 2.
A Dodgeball 2?
Dodgeball 2, Zoolander 2, and Space Jam 2 are...
Oh my god, he's going to be in Space Jam 2? So he's just kind of cashing in on the remakes of the things he did already.
Was he involved in the first Space Jam?
No, I don't think. No, he wasn't in
Space
there.
Jam's one of Chase's favorite movies.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got to admit, it's one of my toppers too.
Chase is it's either that or Space Panda Ninjas.
Dude,
Three Space Panda Ninjas.
You know what I watched with the kid last night was Ernest Saves Christmas.
Ernest P Worrell.
Ernest P Worrell by Jim
Vern?
Varney. Dude, and Jim Varney is a Shakespearean actor. I started reading up on him because I'm like, oh my god, I forgot about Ernest P Worrell. Such a you know what I mean, Vern.
You know what I mean, Vern?
Yeah, they even have a Vern segment in the Christmas movie. And I was looking it up, like he did 14 Ernest movies.
Jeez.
14 of them. And also, you know how it started was Ernest, like he was basically like signed on to this marketing advertisement company, and Ernest P Worrell was his character that they then used to make like local commercial slots for things. So all these different companies would pay them to do Ernest P Worrell advertisement slots for like a car dealership or so he'd be like, hey, you know what I mean, Vern? And he'd do the whole character, but he'd do all these different companies. And that's what somebody was saying. Like one of the directors was like, yeah, he had a photographic memory and he would memorize the script. And then we just do like 25 takes in a row where he would just insert different business names.
Really?
In there. Yeah.
Huh.
And so it started out as localized commercials, and then it grew into a TV series, and then a whole series of movies. So this trained Shakespearean actor.
What was the most recent one?
Well, he died in 2000, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And I think the last one he made, I think Ernest Goes to Jail was one of the later ones, definitely.
Ernest P Worrell.
Ernest P Worrell, Jim Varney. But yeah, that's ridiculous, man. I forgot about that guy. And I was looking at all these movies grossed like $28 million. Like,
really?
They were just like, yeah.
It didn't cost no money to make.
Yeah, just consistently making money. What an interesting life and career.
Well, Vern was what, his cameraman?
Vern was, Vern was supposed to be his neighbor that he was like the nuisance for, but Vern would be you. So it would always be like the point of view when he was talking to Vern was you as the viewer. You're
Vern.
But he loved Vern, but Vern like always kind of treated him like crap.
He's a big fan of Vern.
He loved Vern.
Vern of him, not so much.
And he'd meet random people and talk them up and stuff and be like, yeah, I meet my neighbor Vern. He's such a cool guy.
You know what we haven't talked about much over the past few weeks or episodes was The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I haven't been caught up, which is probably why.
I've never been caught up until I'm watching this season.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, I guess, probably just because I've never had a DVR.
And what are you thinking of it? I keep hearing people say it's been consistent.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good show. It's well done. They definitely, I don't know if this is something they've always done, but episode to episode, the style of the show will change.
Yeah. Probably not, man, because I mean, honestly, that's kind of the thing that started bringing me out of it was like after like 3 or 4 seasons, it was like, okay, I feel like I get the formula now. They're going to go to a place. They're going to settle down. They're going to think everything's cool. Everything's going to fall to shit. Somebody's going to do something. They're going to be fucked. They're going to have to go find a new place. Bam, that's the end of the season. Next season, find a new place. And you know, I just feel like there was such a formula and a limitation of what they could do.
Season 6, right? I believe.
Or 7.
7 maybe. They got the main story that's going on, but like every other episode or every third episode will be like a flashback episode.
Really?
And not focus at all on what's going on.
Oh, and just kind of show like some kind of origin or something like that. Okay.
And the first episode of the season, the whole episode was it like started with this is what's happening, and then the whole episode was flashing back to all the decisions they made to get to that point. So and it would go black and white when it was a flashback scene.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I don't know. It's
so they're pulling like a little bit of a Lost, Lost kind of in that.
I always kind of wanted to not like it.
Right.
I've never been a big zombies fan.
Yeah.
But after actually watching it, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I always dug it. Like, there definitely was that formulaic thing that was happening for a while, but I don't know. I want to catch up. I think I actually just finished whatever the last season was. I think you're right, and it might be season 6 now.
And I think the fact that I don't know all the backstory
might be making it a little better.
And I don't know. The fact that I can watch it now and I don't feel like I'm totally out of the loop is kind of a testament to how good of a show it might be.
Yeah, that's true. If you can just jump in and kind of get it, that's awesome. And how about Fear of the Walking Dead?
Well, that was I liked it, but it was only the 6 episodes.
Oh, that's right. It was only 6. So I wonder if they're going to bring it back. Or
yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird. They just ended the day that The Walking Dead came back on, and they had these little Fear the Walking Dead commercials, kind of. There's like something's going on. People are on an airplane as the zombie apocalypse starts. So there's just like these little 30 or 60 second scenes on this airplane. It'll just say "Fear the Walking Dead," and it'll.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
They must be bringing it back. They're gonna wait till this is like in the off season or something.
Yeah, bring it back in February or March or something.
You want to talk some comic books?
Yeah, we might as well. Now we don't have Chase here to make fun of us, to belittle us for liking comic books.
Yeah. There's a lot this week.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking when is Marvel going to stop with the number ones?
It's got to be over.
It's got to be getting close to over.
I mean, what else can they restart?
Right? They're doing everything right now. So there was a bunch of number ones this week. There was a new Miss Marvel. Which I was excited to see. It's going back to the Willow G. Wilson and the Kamala Khan, the Pakistani girl that becomes Miss Marvel. I like that story. It's a good one, kids for the kids and stuff. Star-Lord number 1. I only read about halfway through that one, but I was liking it.
I haven't read it yet, but I haven't had much time to read this week, but I picked it up.
Yeah, because so far the the Battle World Star-Lord and stuff I wasn't too into. But this one looked a little more like it was getting grounded, and it was going to just kind of...
That's kind of what this is, right?
Right, it's kind of like, okay, let's bring it back.
Secret Wars and Battle World is everything's chaos.
Yeah.
Anybody could be anybody or anything.
Yeah, it was just like, just this total
and these new ones are kind of like grounding. This is a new foundation.
We're going back to the all new series and kind of completing those stories or continuing those storylines. So which also Spider-Woman... Number 1 came out. She's all pregnant and just complaining and bitching the whole time. Oh, I want to be fighting.
Awesome. Yeah, I had to skip some of them. I wanted to get all of them.
Right.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
So that's Spider-Woman is one I didn't pick up. I didn't grab Thor.
Oh, Thor I liked.
Thor's a girl now, right?
Yeah, Thor's a girl, Jane Foster, who is dying of cancer.
So Jane... from the movies is Thor now.
Apparently.
Jane Foster,
Jane Foster.
Natalie Portman.
Right. And so she is dying of cancer, and then when she but for some reason she's able to wield the hammer. When she wields the hammer, she becomes Thor, and doesn't have any of the weaknesses or anything.
Oh, okay.
And so it like makes her completely strong and stuff, but doesn't kill the cancer. So and every time she has to lay down the hammer, then she goes back to chemotherapy and hating her life.
Huh.
So it's a really I actually kind of dug it. Like it kind of gives this extra layer to the Thor thing instead of just being like this god from Asgard and all this stuff. And I can't remember why Thor lost his hammer and stuff, but yeah, so far I mean
Wolverine's a girl now too.
Yeah, and
Laura.
Yeah. So I mean they're I dig them. I'm not mad at it. I think that I'm interested to see if there is any backlash of, they're making all the superheroes girls now. It's like, shut up, why not?
Well, I'm sure there's some people that are mad about it. It's the same people that are mad about people having brown skin or being from a different country or whatever.
Right, just in general, just to start it off like, wait, why are they different? But I like it. I mean, like, the Thor one I dug. The Spider-Woman was a little anticlimactic to me, a little like, okay, cool, but, she's pregnant. So
what is she supposed to do?
She's just eating and stuff. And then you know what? I really did dig the Black Knight though.
I haven't read it yet. It's good.
It was cool. I like the little medieval fantasy tie-in to the Marvel universe. Is
this new?
Sweet. Well, Black Knight, I guess, like goes back to the 50s.
Okay.
Like he was an old character, and. But I think this is Dane Whitman though, so this is like the second incantation of him. Like there was the Black Knight, and then there was a villain Black Knight, and then there's Dane Whitman, who I think is like the nephew or something of the original Black Knight.
Okay. I like that they're calling the story The Dark Knight.
Right, the Black Knight, The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I was like, what?
This sounds familiar. The Dark Knight. Where have I heard that before?
I know. I was a little like, why are they doing that title? But the writing was good. The artwork is good. Like I like it. I like it as the first one. And then another one that came out this week that actually I think would be one of my top recommendations for people to pick up is The Secret Wars 2, which I think is great, especially for anybody that like hated Secret Wars, because it's all just short like funnies.
Okay. Chase would have a field day with just the name.
Yeah, Secret Wars 2. What does that mean? Secret Wars also. But it was really it's funny, man. It's just like they got a bunch of different artists, like Eric Powell does one and stuff, to do these little shorts that are like funny. So it's really self-aware and shit. Like Doom is like, yes, I finally get to be a god, and he's like, screw your little scripts and stuff, and like it's just little stories making fun of the whole Secret Wars event. Which is funny that came out because Secret Wars isn't even done yet. But
yeah, what
they're like already
Marvel's
just being like
insane.
making
What are they
fun
doing?
of it. They're just putting out shit. Like whatever's hitting deadline is out.
You know what I found myself really liking, and I think it was more nostalgia than anything else, but the new X-Men, the Extraordinary X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men was what got me into comics when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it kind of, when picking up comics again this past year, X-Men almost felt like an afterthought.
Right. Yeah, it's weird. I think that they're not really focusing in on the X-Men.
But there's the new run,
right?
So. And it got me excited.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, X-Men are like, I guess they kind of got me into it too, but it was more like the cartoon and the video games and stuff. I was never a big reader of the X-Men. I was a lot into Thor and into Spider-Man and stuff as a kid, but not a lot of X-Men.
See, I was reading X-Men, the Uncanny X-Men, when the cartoon came out.
Right.
So we were excited that there was a cartoon
and
coming.
Wasn't the cartoon I hear was like very closely tied into the comic book too at the time?
Yeah,
like
it was a really simplified story.
Right.
Because kids in the early 90s were stupid.
Oh yeah, you could throw whatever in front of them. Ernest P Worrell.
I remember one of the first shows where I taped every episode.
Oh yeah.
And it was on Saturday mornings, like all the good cartoons are.
Dude, I've been reading now reading a lot of older X-Men, and I'm definitely digging it, and I'm remembering how much I like the X-Men too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that is like the supreme just amalgamation of like just mostly this. Okay, this character can do this, and just like toying with stuff, And as far as like time travel and all these, like it all spawns from that insanity.
And there were so many characters.
Yeah,
cool characters,
not so cool characters. Which and this whole like crazy Marvel Universe thing that like I realized the other day because I was like, oh yeah, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, and they're going to become the Defenders. But I was looking into it, and Luke Cage is the only one that was part of the Defenders, and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist were actually part of the New Avengers. So it's just like it's just weird that they're continuing to just try to put pieces in wherever. Use old titles of old things, like it's just insanity.
Right. Well, that's they kind of set things up to be really interchangeable.
Yeah, it seems like they're making that smart. I mean, they got everybody that's consulting for them closely is like, they're deep on the comic writing tip anyways. They kind of already know how this this recon, like the redoing continuity thing goes, because you got Jeff Loeb in there on everything, you got Michael Bendis on everything. It's just insanity. But I mean, I guess they're working it out so that the universe is gonna make sense somehow. The only other number one that I picked up that I wanted to talk about was from Image, this comic called Huck.
Yeah, what's Huck about?
Huck it's just about this like good old farm boy in the Midwest that's just like he's super strong and he has superpowers basically. But he's just like, small Midwest farm boy, and he's just using his abilities for good. He's like, tonight I'm going to take out the whole neighborhood's trash, and tonight I'm going to mow all the old people's lawns and stuff. So he's like just kind of doing good for people using his special abilities.
Sounds really nice.
Yeah, he's just a good old guy, just, oh, awesome, thanks, Huck, just saving people and stuff. And then, but then it just takes a weird twist where he, like, sees the Boko Haram kidnapping all the girls on the newspaper one day, and he's like, fuck this. And he goes over there and just fucking frees them and beats up everybody and shit. Wow. And then it's, like, outed that he's, like, has superpowers, and that's how the comic book ends. But it was just like, wait, what? Like, this whole time growing up here, he never saw anything, tragic like the Boko Haram thing where he could step in. It was just that thing made him snap.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. So, yeah, overall, there were some pretty good number ones this week.
Vader Down.
Yes. Oh, I skipped that one because... what did you think?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish... I don't know. I kind of wish it was an actual... I don't know what I wish. Because it's just Vader Down number 1.
Right.
And then it just goes back to the Vader series and the Star Wars series, and it's just like a 6-part...
So wait, is this...
crossover.
Okay, so it is 6 parts.
Yeah.
This is one of 6.
Vader Down number 1 is a standalone.
Right. Standalone series.
And then Star Wars...
it's where it meets. It's where that
Star Wars 13 and Vader 13,
But
14, 14.
I mean, shit. I have to say, these Star Wars comics, they're going in. Yeah. When it comes to the continuity and stuff, they've got it figured out.
Yeah.
And like, it was a good one. Like, I'm really digging how they're tying all this in. And it's not just some like Dark Horse was kind of really known to just do those weird spin-off stories.
Oh, they were all expanded universe.
All expanded universe just didn't. It wasn't where you go, oh, this is like how it went down. This is canon.
Right.
This is Vader figuring out what's up.
Did you read the Wired article this past week?
You had posted that one about how it's like the setup for an infinite universe, basically.
You won't live to see the final Star Wars movie.
Oh, because now it's just going to keep going.
Yeah.
There's not going to be an end.
They basically took what Marvel was doing, which Marvel kind of... God, I keep forgetting the word they used. Basically, a universe. The Marvel universe.
Right.
Where it can expand in any direction. Future, past, present. Right. There's no... It's alternate not just a linear universes. Story.
No, it's where there's all kinds of pockets. There's all the alternate universes. Yeah. There's... Yeah, it's so much shit.
And that's basically what Star Wars is doing now. They're like... While it was... it was the trilogies and it was a linear timeline.
Right.
and now they're going to do the anthology films, and they're with the video games and the comic books and everything else. It's going to just go everywhere.
Yeah, it's going to spiral out of control.
They're going to tell every story,
right?
Whatever that means.
But as long as somebody's listening and somebody's buying and going, they're going to tell the stories.
They're going to ride that wave till it crashes.
Oh yeah, I mean, what they paid $4 billion for it. It's worth $37 billion, or that's what it's made so far. So obviously they're thinking, okay, well, if we can just keep this going another 30, 40 years, we're good.
Yeah,
we'll make way more than our.
We're going to be old men if we end up being old men. If we make it to be old men. And there's going to be new Star Wars movies coming.
Which is tight, I want my grandkids, my great-great-grandparents, great-great-grandkids to watch some fucking Star Wars,
Hell yeah.
Go back to the originals and be like, these suck. It'll be ridiculous.
So speaking of Star Wars then, I guess we should probably...
Let's bring it to the final frontier.
Wrap this up, but let's talk about it.
Whew.
Without Chase, let's talk about Battlefront.
So... Battlefront, Star Wars.
So Tuesday, Chase picked up the game.
Yeah.
And we had a little buff bro.
Little get-together.
And we played...
some Star Wars.
Battlefront. What do you think of the game?
Dude, I really dug it. I thought it was awesome. I was so hyped, like all the different modes that they have and the different online... matchups, like the hero battles where you can be, there's like a team of 8 people versus 8 people, and then 2 people are, Darth and Boba Fett, and then 2 people are Han and Luke, and it's like, and then the whole thing is whoever kills the heroes first and like that was badass. I really found myself liking the whole Rogue Squadron one with the X-Wings and the TIE Fighter battles.
Yeah, you seem to enjoy that the most.
Yeah, I mean, I love flying games and flying combat games, but there's not a lot of good ones.
How is the flying good?
I thought the flying was badass. The flying was great. The only thing that I didn't like is that there's no story mode of any sort. That's really weird to me.
I think that's probably been the main critique. I'm actually hearing a lot more negative things about the game than I expected. People are not liking it.
Huh.
And I think it's because of that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say there's not a lot to not like, but it's like once you've got it, gone online and played a few of the different like modes, then you're like, oh, that's the game.
That's it.
That's the game.
You're fighting.
Yeah. Which, like, as far as a massive multiplayer online battle mode type stuff, like that's pretty badass. It's cool. But the fact that there's no story mode, it's like even the Call of Duty games have fucking stories.
Right.
And they're pretty good. And you're telling me you couldn't come up with like just some for the Star Wars one, just some. Like I understand that like it could be hard because you're bouncing to different settings and different times, right? You're doing the Hoth battle, you're doing the Endor battle, you're doing the Battle of Jakku and stuff. And so I can see how that would be a little confusing of, well, how do we make a story? But it seems like they could have made at least like a standalone one for the Jakku battle or something where it just kind of...
That's what I was expecting.
Right.
That's how they made it sound.
Even just like, 6 hours of like...
They made it sound like we were going to find out about the Battle of Jakku or why what happened.
Right. It's weird, man. I almost wonder if something was up of like they couldn't finish it or something and they just abandoned it.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, the combat, the graphics, the different modes or
the gameplay, the control, everything seems cool.
Yeah, really cool and really on point and so great to see those characters and in those settings and stuff. But just a little more story. Just give us something to,
I'm sure
nerd out about.
I'm sure there's going to be more
downloadable content and stuff.
Over the next few years, there's probably going to be more Star Wars games than you could possibly play.
So they just want this to just be like a combat one.
Yeah.
With these different things. I don't know. I mean, but overall, though, I had a great time playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to listen to us playing Battlefront for the first time, we mic'd ourselves up and we went for it. So we'll post a link to the Star Wars Battlefront Triple B experience.
Yeah, if you listen to that thing, then you must really like us or have a problem.
But by all means, get as far as you can.
Do it.
Let us know what you think.
Do it. Shout-outs.
Shout-outs.
Thanksgiving.
Shout out to Thanksgiving.
Shout out to all the turkeys.
Thanks to everybody cooking and eating.
All the turkeys that give their lives every day.
Shout out to Chase for having to work.
Shout out to cranberry sauce. Shout out to green beans.
Shout out to moms.
Shout out to moms and them.
Football. Shout out to football.
Your moms and them.
Your moms and them.
Yeah.
Shout out to triplebpodcast.com.
Yeah, shout out to Zebulon Dak.
Zebdak.com.
Shout out to Concussed Creations.
.com.
Shout out to Rogue Toys.
PDX.
Shout out to 50 Shades of Jean Grey.
Cat.
Shout out to everybody out there doing their thing.
Shout out to bigmixmaster.com.
Yeah. Prince
Princey.
Elwood. Love you.
Happy birthday to my homegirl, Erin.
Happy birthday to everybody.
Happy birthday to everybody.
Happy birthday.
This is it. It's Thanksgiving. It's a new beginning.
Everybody's birthday. What's your Thanksgiving resolution?
I'm doing Kwanzaa this year.
You're doing Kwanzaa?
You know why Kwanzaa's amazing?
Why?
Because it takes the week of Christmas to New Year's and makes the whole thing a holiday.
Yeah, why not?
The whole week.
Should be anyways.
If you play your cards right, December, the whole month can be a holiday.
It pretty much is.
Between Hanukkah and Christmas.
And Kwanzaa?
Festivus.
Festivus for the rest of us?
So,
oh yeah.
We're here. It's the holiday season.
Yep. Ho 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 mofos.
Yeah, so get your mind out of the gutter, turn that frown upside down, and spread some positivity and some cheer.
And enjoy that Star Wars Battlefront and Fallout 4, whatever you're playing out there. Whatever you're binge watching out there. Have a good time.
Yeah, shout out to Fa Hung on Powell.
Yeah.
For souping us up.
Fa Hung souped us up good.
Best egg rolls in the city.
Shit was bomb.
Bar none.
All right.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Any regrets?
No.
I want a lightsaber.
I think we're going to start doing this with no chase.
It's way better.
Way better. Nobody got interrupted.
We were able to actually talk. Just playing Miss You, Chase.
Love you, Chase.
Miss you, buddy.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Go Huck.